Good afternoon. Welcome to a jubilant Blakey's Bootroom here on Wales Online on this, the bluest of Mondays. Steve Tucker and Nathan Blake, of course, in the studio.
We'll always be blue. We're Cardiff City. Yeah, John, I'm glad
What a few days that was.
Woo.
What a few days.
It was crazy couple of days.
What did you make of it?
I'm glad I stood firm against the red, though. Is my that's like hold my head up high.
Unexpected, to say the least.
Yeah, it was unexpected. It was out of the blue, you might say.
Indeed.
If you're into doing rubbish puns.
No,
a monumental few days. Something I never thought I'd see again. Cardiff winning. There you go.
Boom, boom.
I'm on form.
You are on fire
in this
today.
coffee.
Let's talk about Saturday. Some great scenes, great pictures, great video from it we've all been looking at over the last few days. What was it? Try and sum up how different it was being at that game this weekend compared to the weeks previously.
Unfortunately, I was in studio, but the atmosphere,
Wearing blue?
indifference, the atmosphere was obviously it comes across radio and blah blah, but you know, you could just, you had the sense that it was just totally different in the commentary. They spoke to people before the game, after the game, people coming on the show, speaking, and all in all, it was just, you know, just a sense of relief, great feeling, you know, adulation, you name it, it was out there. So yeah, it was, you know, very, very, very good day.
The real buzz tucks around the stadium, and it transmitted to the players. They
I
seem to be
thought
trying
so.
harder.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I obviously come on to the performance a bit more. I thought the performance itself was improved, but I mean, as for the atmosphere, I mean, all right. I mean, let's not get carried away. It was good. It wasn't like, you know, personally, it wasn't hairs on the back of your neck standing up, but it is a fantastic move, and
well, there's
you know,
people
and
tearful, wasn't there? It was
well,
like,
there were there people tearful?
That's when it hits probably.
Well, the unity. I mean, what have we spoken about a lot? It's been, and I think the thing that the worst aspect of the rebrand, or whatever you want to call it, was supporter set against supporter, didn't we? We spoke about that. People saying,
Like me and you.
yeah, me and you know, and like we're best mates, right? You love and respect me in all ways, and even you were doubting me, weren't you? At times.
Yeah.
So no, but I mean that. Yeah, you know, and you know, you get messages from people I haven't been down all season. I'm going down. That was great. Yeah. You know, and as I said to someone, great. Now we can focus on how football. Rubbish the side are. You know, we don't have that distraction of the colour. All our hatred can now go towards the team and the manager, like the good old days. So, but no, a historic time. People finally seeing sense. You have to give a shout out, I think, to a few of like, I mean, at the press conference that announced it, Vince Alm was there, and I think Sean Branson was there.
They were key to the meeting, which
and the night before, of course, I wasn't able to get to that, but at the meeting, I understand everybody who was involved in that meeting was brilliant. You know, there was no catcalling or insults. It was passionate and honourable, and you know, and that was all great, and that led to the decision by Mr. Tan. So no, his historic few days and wonderful for the club, and you know, it's great to see. This show's actually only lasting 15 minutes today because we haven't got, you know, we won't be able to complain about the colour change too much. So it's not actually lasting.
No,
but good times. The good times are back, Dolly. The good times are back.
What do you think tipped the balance then? A couple of sort of reasons given, but what in your opinion?
His mum, wasn't it?
His mum, the cynic in me, would say money.
You think the Colchester game spooked him?
More than spooked. I think the Colchester game. I think I mean, the fans are just, they were beaten down to a pulp. There was nothing left, or very little left. You know, it had become no focus on the team, really. And any focus that was on the team was negative. And then they started voting with their feet. I know that Colchester game, there was other reasons why maybe the crowd was low, but I think that was, like I said on radio, I think, and I said here last week, that could be the shape of things to come for Cardiff City if they weren't careful. And in my opinion, they took heed of that situation and they acted. You know, I've been saying, you know, you don't become successful when one part of the club is going one way, a different part of the club is going another way, the fans are going, I've just never known it. So if you're an intelligent businessman, you might say, well, it was my idea to rebrand and what have you. It's not brought nothing but heartache to me, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, go back. If you want to be successful, that is the major stumbling block that's, you know, is the white elephant in the room. It's easy to do, just reverse the decision and give yourself a starting point. And, you know, luckily for Russell Slade, I think, you know, they've given him a second chance, if you like, because Saturday was a point in the season where you can say, right, we can start from this point, we can restart then, and give ourselves an opportunity at least again in the playoffs.
Indeed. Let's have a few comments and plenty already coming in on the whole issue. Kerry saying Saturday was a magnificent day, incredible atmosphere before the game. Football still a little disjointed, she says, but 3 points is 3 points. John W saying we should be proud of the way the fans have behaved over the last 2 years. Dignity and patience.
Integrity, dignity, honesty, straight up. They've been brilliant. Fair play.
Another one here. The best thing about this is we can hopefully stop talking about it now. Not much chance today.
Hey, not on here.
Maybe next week. Maybe next week. Maybe next week. Alex saying, whilst I'm thankful to Tan for restoring the club's identity, I'm not going to start worshipping him for reversing a decision that he should not have made.
For real. That was kind of my point yesterday in the column.
In the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, other people saying, you know, that when Vincent Tan does come back to Cardiff City Stadium, we would assume that might be quite soon now, given all that has happened. He will certainly get a very warm welcome. Do you think what sort of reception do you think he will get?
It's strange, isn't it? Someone giving you something that you're, it's like someone, it's like someone nicking your wallet and giving back to you, and they're expecting to say thank you for it.
I am a pint.
It's a strange set of circumstances.
Beating someone up, isn't it? Like, oh, thank you for not punching my lights out.
I think he'll get a good reception just out of the fact that people know that he was really digging his heels in, and it was, you know, it was becoming a case of, you know, something was going to have to give one way or the other, and I think it started to give, and, you know, none of us like to say when we're wrong. None of us like that. It's just human nature, male or female. No one likes to admit they're wrong. But I feel in the position he's taken, you know, it is a stand down or a U-turn, if you like, and you know, you should respect the man for that. You know, because it's a big thing. To say you're wrong is, no matter how it's dressed up and coming across, whatever the reasons are, you know, you've accepted it, and you know, so you have to respect the man for that.
The big shock, of course, was that it was instant. Nobody.
I think it was already. I think the decision had already been made. If I'm totally honest, I think it was already made. The meeting was called. It was like given to the fans that, okay, we're going to go back to blue a couple of days before the game.
I think everyone had that sense and perhaps didn't really mind. It was one of those, you don't really mind playing along with it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like I said, still, it takes a big man to admit, you know, you were wrong. And like I said, no matter how it's dressed up, he's done that. He's taken heed of the Colchester game as far as I'm concerned, and he's done the right thing. So I think fans will give him a good reception, and so they should, because he's invested a lot of money in the club. Now he can start to build, for me, his legacy. Mr. Tanner's the owner. Now he can start to build his legacy. If he gets one or two more people in who understand the fans, understand football, and not not make the decisions for him, but help him understand the decisions that he wants to achieve, I think Cardiff can become very successful over the next 3 or 4 years.
I do think, like following on from Blakey there, the season ticket, it's very much like a financial thing. I think maybe the season ticket's up for renewal, and that no blue, no renew was something that was lounging on the, you know,
gathering
on the horizon. They're
yeah.
thinking, well, hang on, that's a revenue stream that might not be much of a revenue stream.
That was another part of this announcement. You know,
yeah.
Season tickets, yeah.
And people will renew
it was
because
they, wasn't it? The return of the prominent.
It was almost like a. What do they call it? It was like a gesture of, you know, okay, I'm apologising in the gesture I'm giving, and let's put it behind us and move forward. I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was really respectful. I thought it was well done, well handled.
I think, and obviously the part played by Chairman Mehmet Dalman and Chief Executive, I think, Ken Chu as well, who seems maybe, there's been a series of Chief Executives there appointed by TEN, and from what we can gather, I think Ken Chu is the one that maybe has his ear a little more than...
He's probably been able to carry the atmosphere of the club and pass that back over to Vincent Tan. He's probably his eyes, ears, you know what I mean, and probably the person he trusts the most. And he's probably just saying to him, look, you've got a choice. You carry on going the way you're going and this is going to implode, or you reverse that decision. And trust me, even if matters don't improve on the pitch, you've taken away a problem which is just surrounding, it's engulfing everything.
But then again, previous chief executives would most likely have reported back the same thing, but don't seem to have been listened to as much as he did to Ken Chu. I don't know. This is very much just me imagining. I'm not in on it.
Very quiet.
Yeah,
very quiet, sort of normal,
understated kind of guy. But the impression is that he does wield a lot more power with Vincent Tan than previous incumbents in his job. So, but all round, as Blakey says, crikey, is it, if the night before, if you'd been a Bluebirds Unite supporter and you'd written down, God, I wish tomorrow this would happen, it was all coming true. It was absolutely perfect. So, great.
Can I be greedy and say I just think they should go whole hog and just change the badge to its original form and just have done with it. Forget the dragon and all that. Just go whole hog.
Well, there was a dragon on the original badge. There's a if you're talking about that. First of all, let's have an argument about what is the original badge. Because that's changed a lot down the years. I don't think people like new, but there is going to be a newer badge. Whether that's going to be acceptable, I don't know. But
at the meeting, I was at the meeting. Actually, sneaked in through the.
Oh, they get you?
Did you?
You were out, were you?
Put your catering suit on, did you?
Yeah, I
had to shave a few nails. I
thought I saw you on the train. That was you with the moustache on.
With the moustache on. Oh, Tucker.
I tell you what,
never noticed.
The Volivons were lovely. I know how you got them. I can't believe his missus let him out. But there you go. Anyway, so you were there. And what did you discern?
It was in the captain's lounge, I think the room was called, and somebody actually put it up behind where they were sitting was a big picture of Graham Kavanagh, and the Bluebirds badge on that shirt actually had a dragon on.
Yeah, and there was a picture of Fred Keener as well up there, which was a completely different badge. Let's see about the badge. I agree. I'm not the biggest fan of the new badge, but that's not the head of the problems. You've got the red seats.
Oh, they'll go in time.
Ripped out.
They will. They'll go in time. It'll look. I think our stadium will look fantastic once it's all blue as well. I think it'll look really, really special. And that's what I'm saying. What he's done for the club, he should be held in higher esteem, really and truly. But I think now he's dealt with this issue, his credibility can only go one way.
And just to deal with the finances as well. That wasn't fully addressed, the whole debt to equity thing that we've mentioned a lot.
Problem at the time, John.
Dalman himself saying that he would never advise him to do that at the moment, while there's still certain liabilities. But people didn't seem to mind by that. Dalman actually said he's a decent guy. He will never leave this club in the lurch. As we said,
I'm sorry to get back on an old refrain, but like I said, my thoughts on it with the red and all that. As I said, the red wasn't the biggest issue. That debt to equity thing. Because what stuck, I think, in many people's throats who were like me, who weren't, I admit I wasn't that's it, I'm never going back again, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't like that. I reluctantly was a red, and that's it.
Still trying to sell that.
Will I ever wriggle out of this? I am not sure. May as well give up. But anyway, I think what stuck in the throat of a lot of people like myself was this. I will do the debt-free club will be actually become red, and I will do it, and then it not happening. So that again is still an issue, I think, that needs to be addressed. You know, but obviously, it's all changed. Going back to the blue, well, you know, that's really diffused a lot of that situation for now. But the financial situation, I think, it will be something that will have to be addressed in the future. Surely.
Wayne just making a point here. What colour shirt do you think Cardiff will be wearing against Norwich? Because obviously the ironic thing, Cardiff have got 2 away games coming now, and by the letter of their new policy, they'll actually be back in red for the next couple of games. Is that?
Yeah, but
I hope they find the white one, because everybody loves that, right?
I think that's fine.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's part of the.
That's
away red, I got no problem. I mean, the first thing
red,
Blakey ever said on the subject, and I remember I called him and said, "You're not going to believe this. I just got a round in." No, I said they're going to change.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was weird, yeah.
And then you called me in hospital saying, "Are you okay, Gav?"
You put it in your diary, didn't you? Tucker buys round. No, the first thing you said was, "Look, if he's so into red, play red away, blue at home." Well, I got no. Nobody's got an issue with that. I don't think, because they played in red before, didn't they?
I wore a red
South
kit.
Wales Echo kit was red.
I wore red.
Yeah.
I remember a red kit under Sam.
And there was actually a white one not so long ago, which.
Don't talk about the white one. Don't talk about the white one.
You can have a white with blue trim. You can't have a white with red trim. Small but important.
It's all in the trim. It's all in the
trim makes a big difference.
Don't use that word if you do.
Alex, you're just making. But it's good to know that even with all his money, Tan still listen to his mum when he's given a rollick.
Who doesn't listen to them? It's a foolish man who doesn't listen to his mum.
Indeed.
You can put that on Facebook with my quote on it. It's a foolish man who doesn't listen to his... It is! Yeah, I always listen to my mum. I never does what she say. I always listen and then go and... But it's... no. Yeah, I mean, whatever part was... Look, whatever he was hanging it on, you know, I mean, he was evoking JFK at one point. It was a suitably random statement from the guy, as you would expect. It was all a bit, you know, whatever. And whatever, the end result was positive.
It's just nice to see the fans happy, isn't it?
Yes.
United happy. And now you give yourself an opportunity to push your football team in the right direction.
Well, it's like I said, we can now focus on our bad day.
Well, 3 or 4 weeks now, and the focus will, well, I don't even think 3 or 4 weeks, probably 2, 3, maybe 4
5
games.
minutes, isn't it?
And the focus will switch now to matters on the pitch, where they should be. You know, that's what fans go and pay their money to give their opinion on what's going on the pitch. So,
okay, we'll come on to that's where we'll go next. I think onto the pitch. But before then, since we mentioned Vincent Tan's mother, and we've actually got some sort of video clip we
haven't got her live from Kuala Lumpur. Have we? That would be good. Hello, hello everybody. Thank you, Mrs. Tan.
This is from actually from Talk Sport. Our friends at Talk Sport, Tux.
we haven't got any friends. We haven't got any friends anywhere, let alone Talk Sport. But I'll go along with it.
Talk
What
Sport,
is it?
Friday night, lots of fans were sending in their tribute songs to Vincent Tan's mother, basically, which was all rather amusing. And they've kindly let us have a few of the clips. So have a listen to some of these to amuse yourselves.
It's gonna be a long, long game. Playing British Brighton, isn't it? Yeah. Because of Vincent Tan. I've got to thank Mama Tan. Mama Tan changed the kid back to blue instead of red.
Now this is the best Mummy Tan. Keep it simple so everybody knows it. So right, here we go. She's blue, not red. Clip Vincent round the head. It's Mummy Tan. It's Mummy Tan.
She's blue, not red. And really take it round the head. Mummy Tan, Mummy Tan. Oh, I love that. That's good.
Hey, what's wrong with you? You're looking kind of red to me. When things ain't getting over, listen to Mother Tan.
That's amazing. That is pure genius.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Knees up, Mother Tan. Knees up, Mother Tan. You made us blue, now we love you. Knees up, Mother Tan.
See, that could work. I like that one. That's really good. That's it.
She can be so good for you. She's gonna help you. Nothing like you want her to. She's Mama Tan.
I'd do anything for you. He's a good for you, mama.
There you go.
I'm not going to ask which one was your favourite because you couldn't actually hear them in here.
They were brilliant. Quiet, but brilliant.
They were, trust me, I've listened to them. Some of them were vaguely amusing.
Amusing, vague. Wow, they must have been hilarious if you thought they were vaguely amusing. It must have been absolutely laugh out loud. But also I was looking on my Facebook feed today, as one does. There's a thing advertising, do the Ayatollah, Madame Lobo, Vincent's mum, which was rather good as well. That was quick thinking. Well, over the weekend, somebody's quickly designed considering how long it took Blakey to do it was 6 months. So this guy did it in 48 hours. So, there's a smile back on everybody's faces, and that can only be good for the club.
Indeed. Let's talk about the team, and let's talk about Russell Slade, and let's kick it off with Steve's comment. Says, happy to be back in blue, but not confident with Slade. A bit more fight on Saturday, which is certainly true, but again, only 39% of the possession at home. Midfield still a big problem. Although Slade will be delighted, I would assume, about what's happened off the field. The pressure's now on him, isn't it?
It's massive now.
The one major excuse has gone.
Well, I was on Call Rob on the weekend, and I had it a bit with Rob and Wyndham. They were speaking and they were saying like our midfield and talking about Witts, saying Witts was our best player, and I was like, have you been watching the games over the last year or so? Because Witts hasn't been great for a long time. Do you know what I mean? And I said, like, it's no personal attack on him. When he wasn't playing well before, I was defending him, saying he's played too long and needs a rest. He needs to be taken out at the firing line because there's too much pressure on him all the time. Well, we're 18 months on, and now he's not playing great. You can't keep a player in a team for set pieces, because what I try and get across to people is we score a lot from set pieces, and then Rob jumped on my back saying, well, exactly, that's what we need. And I'm saying, oh no, that's why we're only getting 30s and 40% possession, because we play into a certain pattern, because we have to play around the heart of our midfield, and that's what's affecting the rest of the pattern of the game, the flow of the game, is that we're playing to like a set piece. We're not playing a high tempo, a through midfield into forward. Watching Colchester the other night, they were actually more enjoyable, more pleasing on the eye than we were. They had better moves and what have you. So, yeah, the scrutiny now is going to become about the team. And I think, I don't care what anyone says, and, we're paid to give opinion, our central midfield needs to improve. It's as simple as that.
Carl's saying possession. It does not win games. Goals that count, he says.
I'd agree.
Our most potent weapon.
I'd agree with you to a point, but if Carl looks at any other football team who's successful, there's very few who are successful by giving the ball to the opposition and defending. It's just not. It's
Cardiff had not won in the previous.
Well, it's not.
Games.
Well, there you go. And the nature of the beast is, possession is 9/10 of the law. Simple as that. Hence why Man United focus on possession, Arsenal focus on possession, Tottenham focus on possession, Man City focus on possession, Derby focus on possession, Middlesbrough focus on possession, Bournemouth focus on possession. Do I need to make my point anymore? It's okay saying, we had 39% possession, we got a long throw and won the game 1-0. Okay, that might happen 10 times in a season. But the team who has more possession will end up at the top, you'll end up middle of the table. Simple as that. So we need to improve keeping the ball, and not just for the fact that, it gives you more opportunities in the game, obviously. It makes the opposition more tired if you have the ball, but people are paying money to come and watch this spectacle. We want to be entertained, do you know what I mean? And part and parcel of a well-played manager, well-paid players is you have to play the game.
How did they set up exactly on Saturday? Because obviously we had the 4-5-1 against Colchester, which hinted that maybe there was a change to the Slade
No,
approach, and then Lafondra and Kenwyn were
back in there again with the kind of like a bit of more of a diamond that went kind of flat then after a short while. So there was nothing revolutionary about it. I mean, chatting to Blakey yesterday, and I disagreed with him slightly. I'm not saying they were spectacularly brilliant, but I thought they played better.
They're going to ride the crest of the wave.
Better. Yeah. And going forward, in particular, I thought they were a bit snappier.
With what happened with the fans, that, what it's like. You can walk into a game against, I don't know, Bournemouth, who are at the bottom of the table, and the atmosphere will be a certain way. If you're walking against Bournemouth and they're at the top of the table, the fans' anticipation, expectation, and want to win goes up. So the atmosphere lifts. So as a player, you carry, they often use the term 12th man, you are often carried. So I expected the performance to be better, just simply because everything was back to blue and it was just a wonderful atmosphere. You expect it automatically to be better. But when you actually analyse it, are we seeing a move forward in how we're playing? That's what I'm asking. Remember I said a couple of months ago, come January, we should start to see the fruits of the work that's been done on the training ground. By February, you should be into a better pattern. By March, you should have it down, not down to a T, but you should be able to play a system that is a pressing and a keep ball for at least 70, 80 minutes of a game. Do you know what I mean? 70 minutes of a game. We should be past that 45-minute mark now. We should be able to see where the team is going, what Russell Slade is trying to achieve. And it's difficult at the moment because still we're not getting settled. We've not got a settled back four yet. And midfield is changing again. Front two have changed again. So Adeyemi's come into midfield. Kenwyn and Lafondra up front. Makeda's back out. Different partnership in centre back. Couldn't be helped, injury to the goalkeeper, but it's no different to what we're saying off the pitch with the fans. You need unity and cohesion to go forward. It's the same in the team now. It's just exactly the same.
Talk about the back four. That's that now there. Well, with Manga away in particular, because of course Malone.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Russell Slade has had his first sort of chances in the January window. A couple of new signings. One started, Malone at fullback. What did you make of him? Cecil here just
Bugsy.
Thought the left back had a very decent game on Saturday, although he has a shocking Barnett. He says he's a good replacement as Fabio seems to be out the door.
He's left-footed. He's traditional. I don't know what the weird thing about him is. I didn't really notice his hair. He's tall for a fullback. He looks like a centre half. Yeah, he's not stocky like a centre half, but he's tall enough to play at centre half. But no, I thought he had a reasonable debut. One thing that I've got to say about that whole thing, I thought Fulham was shocking. I thought they were poor as anything. They were the ideal people to have in there because anybody half decent were in danger of ruining the party. I thought Fulham were just they barely had a shot. Right? They looked so unambitious. But you play what's in front of you. Cards there. I thought Malone had a good, reasonable debut. He's not lightning fast, but he wants to get forward. He's got a good reading of the game. And that's the back four there. Right there, isn't it? I mean, particularly, what's the only other doubt on that one you'd have would be if Manga was back, either or him, but he's away now in Africa, so that's that sorted.
For a month
until Manga comes back. I mean, obviously he had that great start of the season.
Of course, the other signing, Alex Ravel, came on at half-time for Kenwyn. I've heard mixed reports.
Well, I thought he
looked like what he looks on paper,
exactly.
A very average striker, and other people saying that's not.
I thought he looked okay, in a kind of like he's giving me those eyes. There. Giving me the eye. Don't give me the eyes, man. Don't give me the eyes, man.
I'm giving you that. I wonder where you're going to go with this one.
Side eye. That's
go on.
No. I thought.
Cut the eyes.
Sexy eye. I thought he did all right. And I mean, there was a nice move. I actually said in the report, you'd often say there was a sweeping Cardiff move. When Whittingham got it in for him and he knocked it down, and Brayford, he put himself about, and he looks like he's a keeper's nightmare. He's an absolute. That Fulham keeper wasn't having the best of afternoons anyway. But when Alex Ravel came on, I thought it got a lot more jittery for him as well. So, what you can see, you're saying how is Slade going to play? You can see how he's going to play now. You can see it, which is with the big man up front.
It's hard to get it over the radio.
He really likes Ravel, and he's going to put him up front. I mean, because Cameron Jones is injured. Are we hearing? Is that? Or am I imagining that?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see it. Carroll
With
Rose.
one man off him or on his own?
With a man off him, I would imagine.
So it's going to be 4-4-2 then.
Yeah, and you know. I thought he had a I mean, what did you make of Ravel? I mean, you're a striker.
No, I only seen on the Football League show, so it's not, you can't. You know,
right, okay.
And hearing it on the radio is difficult to then, you know, like, first time I seen Cornelius, I knew he wasn't he's a footballer, but I knew he was not going to be up to the standard of the Championship, Premiership. You know, he was at best a League One footballer. First time I seen it, and he hadn't even touched the ball, he just ran on the pitch and he closed down. And the way he closed down told me he hadn't been coached to a certain level, because he closed down like a 10-year-old would close down, and burning energy where, you know, you close down from a certain angle and you're taught how to approach the defender so he doesn't play back across. So, you know, I couldn't honestly say.
Ravel's no Cornelia. I mean, definitely not. And
I did see him in the playoff final, and was it last season or the season before?
Last May. Yeah,
he looked good in that.
He scored a worldie.
That was a decent goal. Yeah,
he scored a worldie goal.
Yeah, I mean,
on the volley dip in. Do I remember that right?
One bounce. And
yeah.
I mean, I'm not expecting that.
I felt when I seen him then. He's like a rough diamond. If you get hold of him,
it's 31 though. I mean, is it too late to
that's the problem.
He's a rough diamond the way I'm a rough diamond.
That's the problem. You look at someone like Ricky Lambert, from the lower leagues and move their way up. But what they have to improve is their technical ability, ball on the floor, you know, passing range, vision, what have you. You know, the goals, they'll always get their goals, headers and what have you like that, but they have to improve the other aspects of their game, the technical side of their game. So my only thing, like you say, my only reservation is that he's 31, yeah. If he was 25, 26, I'd say, you've got a lot to work with there.
I think he's the type of player that could thrive at Cardiff. The fans, I think, would like him. I know they're all saying, he's 30, but he's
100% though.
He's classic Cardiff.
What you have to understand though.
Well, things moved on.
Yes.
Things have moved on.
Yes. Right. Cardiff fans, they've been to the Premier League. Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't out when your arch rival is selling their striker for 30 million. Do you know what I mean?
Enough,
you gotta. That's what you're trying to get to, a position where you're a good, sustained, comfortable Premier League club.
I'm not even thinking about the Premier League anymore.
But
I'm not. It's not even crossing my mind. It's a million miles away.
It doesn't cross your mind. What I'm saying is, what is it you're trying to achieve? Are you trying to achieve promotion this season? Because if you are, then you've got to have promotion.
I think there'd be.
Otherwise, what's the point in going in the league?
Well, I think at the moment they're so far away from that I just see a season of.
Don't say that in January, mate. A season of what? You're writing it off already.
Well,
you think it's beyond
points off the playoffs.
Right? You think it's beyond Cardiff to go on like a 10-game unbeaten run, winning 7 games, 8 games? It's not. I'm telling you. It's
at the moment it looks that way.
It's not. I'm telling you, you've got a lot of players in our team who are not playing with a lot of confidence, right? And you know, it can happen. Something can happen in a game, and it can all of a sudden players just boom, boom, or a player get injured, another player come in, do something that is unexpected, and all of a sudden, boom. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do know.
That's the beauty of football.
It can change instantly.
The beauty of football is the game is now. It's not about what may happen in the future, what happened last week. It's when I turn up Saturday to watch, anything can happen on game day. So, I don't say we can't make the playoffs or anything like that. I think first and foremost, next 5 games is getting the structure right, and then from there, going on and trying to get on a run where you're winning 6-7 games out of 8 or 9, and giving yourself an opportunity to at least make the playoffs. Good push towards the end of the season, because what we got the beauty of is a massive squad. Even though the manager says, right, I don't want those, we still got a massive squad to pick from, 25 players. Do you know what I mean? So come back end of the season, like what Ollie Solskjaer was trying to say, come back end of the season, you can say, well, I can refresh, but it's important how and who you change and when you change them.
Okay.
I hope so. Do hope so.
So one of the players who we talked about last week, Islam Farouz, who was on trial ahead of a potential loan deal from Chelsea. That's gone. Slade didn't fancy him, basically.
Yeah.
Is the long and the short of it. And obviously midfield is the issue we're all raising here. And Tuck, some news actually breaking this afternoon. There's a player on trial at Cardiff, Kaleem Highland, who is from Genk, is that right?
Racing Genk.
Racing Genk. You took a call from Belgium?
I took a call from a excited Belgian journalist. Couldn't believe they were getting rid of him. I couldn't believe he was coming over here.
What did he tell you about him? What sort of player is he?
He's a battling midfielder. He described him as a number 6. The bloke I was speaking to, like a
holding midfielder.
Yeah, a holding midfielder in the classic mould. Which is obviously, I think, something that I think we said on here that Russell Slade is certainly looking for and would be a vital element.
Dickachoy, however you pronounce it. What has happened there?
Calder's saying here that he got 3 new signings in January. Dickachoy, Pilkington, Manga all to come back. I'm not sure. Dickachoy is due
He's
to
having his
come back
brace off on Monday, whatever that means. I didn't know he was in a brace, but there you go. And
I know it's certainly been suggested before that. The length of time he's been out before he's actually back in a team and fit and fine to play.
Yeah.
He needs like another
the end of the season.
Another pre-season or something.
Okay.
But to return to Highland, who's there, he's had Champions League experience with Genk, apparently, and he's been a big player for them. He's fallen out. Apparently, Alex McLeish is in charge at Racing Genk now. Fans. Well, unless this guy, unless it wasn't really a
Alex McLeish.
Yeah, he's in charge at Racing Genk. Unless this wasn't really a Belgian journalist, just a guy doing a funny voice down the phone, winding me up. I wouldn't put it, you know what I'm like. But I think it's really...
Really?
Monsieur! I should have known. I should have known. I thought it sounded... Monsieur! S'il vous plaît. Où est le stylo? No, right, so... And the thing is, he's fallen out of favour there. Apparently, Racing Genk have gone on they have a winter break there. They've gone on a winter training camp to Turkey. Highland has been told you're not coming, and the inference being basically go and find somewhere else. The bloke I was speaking to said he's a good player and all that. There's been some questions about his fitness.
As in injury fitness, as in
heart
and lung fitness.
As in like
carrying a
too
bit.
long in the pie shop fitness.
Okay.
He's a player who Portsmouth went after quite a few years ago. I think we were looking at, weren't we?
Yeah, Portsmouth.
He didn't actually end up playing a game for them. He also had a trial at Celtic as well.
I don't know. I mean, is he the missing link? Who knows? But he's got the week now to impress at Cardiff. He's a Trinidad and Tobago international, so he's mates with Kenwyn Jones.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, and he's played. I think he's got quite a lot of caps for Trinidad and Tobago. But as you say, that's no indication of that much quality. But no. So. I mean, the only thing you'd say about it, at least they're looking a bit off the beaten track, aren't they? Thinking outside the box. I think everyone was thinking it was going to be the bloke at Orient.
That's like, we just landed on Mars. We've got a few players we're looking at as well. That is off the
Racing Genk, man.
Woo!
Racing Genk,
yeah,
come on. Yeah. They're the future. Yeah. So that's the lowdown on...
quite a lowdown it was too.
It was. That's all you need. You don't need to know anymore, do you? That's what. How old is he? 25.
See, for me,
he's not a youngster. He's like mid-20s.
Is that saying that we're not spending big amounts of money again?
Oh, there's a clear change in tactic in terms of transfer
clear change in tactic, right?
Well, apparently he's one of the big earners at Racing Genk, and they're keen to get him off the wage.
So for me, I think there's players a lot closer to home who are probably Premier League are not playing at the moment, or haven't played for quite a long time, or have been in and out of their club teams, or you could probably get central midfielders right now who could come into the team if available by transfer and if it could be agreed and what have you, and would probably change the whole way we play. One or two players in and around the midfield would change the whole way we play as a team. I personally think.
Well, hang on. Let's not put the cart before the horse. The guy's on trial here. He's not like you'd be saying he's starting at Carrow Road. Well, it could be. So he's only on trial. So if if they weren't bringing people in on trial, I think there'd be worries. But they're trying to look at options.
All areas.
Yeah, they're looking at. I can't believe they've gone. Hang on, we got a guy at Racing Genk. Let's forget everybody who's playing in the Premier. I'm sure
it just doesn't seem the obvious kind of place you would look for a player, if you know what I mean.
Well, somebody, some spotter somewhere has recommended this guy somewhere, and they're taking a look. So.
Let's wait and see.
Yeah, let's say wait and see policy.
He could be the.
I mean, I totally agree with. I think everybody would agree they need somebody, like you were saying earlier about the possession thing. They need somebody to get the ball and to do something with it. So.
I like Malumbu at West Brom. I think he's the kind of player who wouldn't be on massive wages. Well underrated player. Can play very good football because West Brom been well known to play football. He's captain material, he's leadership material, he loves to tackle, he can play deeper, he can play more advanced. Someone like him and someone else alongside him, I think, I'd like to see him and someone like Adi Amy or something like that, and those two would give you a lot more.
Well, I see, funny you should say that today, because Terry Phillips, our erstwhile colleague, has mentioned Malumbu in Dispatches. Yeah. Oh, was it in your column?
No. Terry
in his home thing, yeah.
So I got it off him.
I don't know which came first.
The chicken or the egg?
Somebody's copying someone.
Which idiot followed which idiot? Who knows?
No, but you know what I mean? Those are the type of players, I think. And what you've got to take in consideration as well, it's not a million miles away from Cardiff. It's not like you've got to move from Sunderland down. It's not a million miles away. Maybe get him on loan if you could for a month or what have you. And it's people like that you then rebuild around, and you know, the intention has got to be Premiership football, because it's what everyone wants, it's what everyone's demanding. Do you know what I mean? You've been there, and it's the end of the road, if you like. You know what I mean? You can't go higher than the Premier League, so you're building to become a big club, new stadium, blah blah blah.
Cardiff in blue in the Premier. Oh,
yeah. You know,
it's got a nice ring to it.
I think it's. I think there's players out there you can get for not next to nothing, no way, but you know, you wouldn't be spending tens and 15 million pounds on them, you know.
Okay.
But would improve you much.
What about in terms of players going out? Obviously, the people we expected to have gone out the exit door, maybe one or two more. But David Marshall is the one key situation at the minute. Obviously, captain, hero of the last couple of years. Everton being strongly linked. Cardiff insisting no contact or bids.
I think I see Martinez as well distancing himself from it, saying
that means there's probably a deal in.
But also the suggestions we were hearing today that Marshall won't play again for Cardiff this month.
I know that's an
ankle, isn't it?
That ankle problem, yeah. Should they sell him? £6 million rated David Marshall. We described him as it. If you were offered £6 million,
I wouldn't sell him for that. No, I'd sell him for 10 million. I wouldn't sell him for 6 million. You know, I think when he's in the Premier League, okay, there's this argument that when you got a great defence in front of you, one save every 20 minutes means you're a better keeper than someone who's constantly having to save and pull them out of the top corner. But you know, I understand that argument, but I don't lean one way or the other with it. I think whether you're saving lots or saving one every 20 minutes, if you're saving them, you're a very good keeper, and he was brilliant in the Premier League, brilliant in the Championship the year before that.
He's not excelled this season.
Well, you don't need. What do you expect him to do? You've not got you're under Solskjaer. You've not played the same 11 once. And then you come under Slade, you've not played the same back four midfield once. So you're going from a situation under Mackay where you had continuity constantly, to a situation where it's swapping and changing. You have to analyse these things, Tux. You can't just say he's not played well this season, because he's played well. What you should say is, when was the last time you've seen him make a mistake? When was the last time he cost you a goal? Well, I can't remember a goal this season.
They let in 13 goals in his last 4 games.
The season before.
He let in 13 goals in his last 4 games.
No, the team let in.
Yeah, the team. So that's no reflection on him.
He could be not responsible for all 13.
Okay. Maybe, I don't think he was. Yeah, 8 million, I think. Be tempted.
10 I would go.
9.
What's Martinez been saying then?
Well, apparently he's. I mean, just somebody was before I came in saying that Martinez denied that he had an interest in Marshall, because obviously they got Tim Howard out with I think 6 weeks maybe
or something like that.
Yeah, maybe 2 months, but denying an interest. So maybe.
Well, we'll see if they sink 2 or 3 goals in the next 2 or 3 games.
Worth saying the fellow who came in.
Well, Simon Moore, yeah, I mean,
solid, wasn't he?
Done well against
he was
Colchester.
helped. He was he did against Colchester. He was helped by Fulham not deciding not to have any shots, which was a good help for him. A big help on his league debut, you know. But he looked. I thought
what he done well.
Yeah, he commanded the box okay. You know, I think he made. There was like a little mistake where he could have come out and whatever.
He looked decent against
but he hadn't played for
Colchester.
So long.
He did. He looked competent.
That's what I mean. If you've got him there, who looks like he can handle himself, and 8 million, 10 million in the bank, well, I don't know. I mean,
but they need to Cardiff, Russell Slade needs to find, address that goalkeeping issue. If he's going to go, let him go. If he's not, then, okay, he comes straight back in once he's fit. But get that back four, get it sorted, mate. Get that back four sorted. Get the 2 in front in midfield or 3 in front midfield sorted. And your 1 or 2 strikers sorted. Get that sorted and get it sorted quickly, because it's just continual. It's the same stick we gave Ollie for continuously changing. We thought when Russell went to, right, this is my squad of players, we thought we were going to get the continuity at that point, didn't we? And he's still, it's still early days for him, but he's still not sure. Okay, he might have 2 or 3 good games or 2 home wins, and then you go away from home when you lose and you think, oh well, maybe not that player, I'll change him for this player or that. He's better defensively, he's better more offensively, and he's just got to get it sorted. He's got to get it sorted, and then once you've got your 11, you can then change 1 or 2 when okay, Pilkington needs a rest, or Noon needs a bit of a rest, or whether it's Kenwyn Jones or the other lad, Ravel, needs a rest. They've been going for 12 games, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. So they need a rest. But then you can mess around with it. But first and foremost, you need to get that solid base. We just haven't had it this season at all.
Okay, let's look at this weekend then. We haven't got long left. The dreaded trip to Norwich Tucks. I know you look forward to it every year.
I can't wait.
Every season, you and Terence.
Every year, Terence in the car,
in the
little car, our little TD
nice
car.
spots of Norfolk.
Lock up, whatever.
A team new, another relegated team. They're one of the teams Cardiff are going to have to chase down in terms of if they want to get to the playoffs. 6 points ahead of Cardiff in 7th place. New manager. Alex Neil, and coming off the back of an away win at Bournemouth on the weekend, which is not to be.
I would be thrilled if I'm in like Caesar's nightclub Norwich on Saturday evening with my wingman Terry Phillips. This is all fantasy, by the way. It's not going to happen. It sounds awful. With
3 points in the bag.
With a point would be nice.
No,
I think it's tough.
Mate, we got to start thinking.
They never get anything at Carrow Road.
Well, that attitude you won't, will you?
Well, okay, but
do you want to get in the playoffs?
Yes, of course I do. Yes, thank you. I do. I want to go up automatic.
You've got to go and get. Well, if that's the case, you need to go to these places and win. That's how we are now. It's not a case where we can pick up points now. Do you understand what I'm saying,
I'm not questioning. I want them. The fact that I want them to win is beyond.
Well, I believe they can.
Well, I'm not. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be tough.
Do it.
I think it's going to be very, very, very tough. You've got the new manager coming in. They just come off the back of a win. Carrow Road, incredibly difficult place to go. Cardiff, not a great history there. It's all, if you were a betting man, you however much you want it, you wouldn't be running down to put 100 quid on.
Betting's a mug's game, mate.
Well, I don't bet either, but
Cardiff will go there and win 3-0 Saturday.
Well, is that your prediction? Yeah, not really.
No,
I didn't think so. But I mean, they got that because this month now is ridiculously tough, isn't it? I mean, you got away at Borough on a Tuesday night now. Okay, you got the cup, the visit of Derby. Who, well, I mean, for me, Derby. I think for everybody, Derby is starting to look one of those. The win at Ipswich and all that. It's 1-0 at Ipswich. That's what automatic promotion guys do. Them coming down. Difficult month, and I think it gets off to a really tough start at Norwich. I don't.
Remember a few years ago when Roy Keane took over Sunderland, in like October, November, and they were like second bottom. They ended up winning it, were they? Or finishing second. Remember that?
Can't remember exactly where
It
they
might have been a
finished.
bit
Remember
full.
Reading had a surge, didn't they?
Well, Reading were the classics. I mean, they went up as champions.
Remember Cardiff
in the
City
end.
and Reading May, where we were, won promotion, and where we ended up? We were in January.
I just think about that trip you all went on. That's what worries me.
One point is,
trip to the-
there's no way you should be writing it. Oh,
No, I'm not writing. Craig, I'm not writing them off. How am I writing off? I say it's going to be really tough at Norwich. I mean, I'm an idiot, right? And even an idiot like me can say it's going to be tough at Norwich. You know, I don't think anyone's going to go. Well, we're going to go there and have a rum, and that's it.
No, I'm not saying it's not going to be tough, but what I'm saying is you've got to believe you can go there and win. You can't go there always. You can't keep saying,
let the players
let's just
go
get
there
a
and believe
point,
they
let's
can
just
win.
get a point, let's just get... At some point, listen, you've got to show belief in your team, and at some point, like I said, that confidence thing has got to turn. You know, something's got to be done, a moment's got to happen somewhere along the line, and it's got to turn. And if it turns, you know, Lafondra, imagine if Lafondra went on a run now between now and the end of the season and he got 15 goals. You know, he had another opportunity Saturday, which you could just see the way he finished it. It's not a confident finish.
It was terrible, wasn't it?
You know, Lafondra, Lafondra a year ago, that would have been laces.
Yeah.
It was like a side foot, and I was like,
Passed
so
it into
timid.
his arms,
He was so timid. Mate, all of a sudden he starts scoring goals. Kenwood starts, Noon back to his knee and back to his best. Pilkington comes back. Do you know what I mean? You've got to settle back forward.
I've got a good imagination. There's a lot of things to imagine there. Everybody suddenly becoming good, you know?
No, but that's what happens. Well, that's what happens in a team, mate.
Okay.
What happens is if you notice, when you play bad, almost everyone plays bad. Yeah? And when you play good, almost everyone plays good. Okay. Yeah? That's what happens with the team. What I'm saying is if a moment happens where they can switch and become more confident and have more self-belief and go to Norwich, say, and win 2-0 against all odds, those are the sorts of things that all of a sudden you win the next game, or you go up to Middlesbrough and draw, then you beat Derby, and all of a sudden people go, whoa, we're capable of beating anyone in this league. Come on, let's just go and give it a go. Let's, you know, nothing to lose. Go and give it a go.
If they do that, yeah, come February they'll be in a marvellous position.
Okay then.
But that's why I think the manager as well is important, that he gets in, you know, he's got it, you know, you can't give someone confidence, but he's got to find opportunities which may improve confidence in the team. And, you know, you got to talk to people, you got to get inside their heads. You know, if you're playing poorly, like Adam Lafondra, if he's not playing poorly, but he's not confident in front of goal at the moment.
Yeah.
He's got to get inside. It doesn't matter if you miss 4 out of 4, just lace it. Start lacing it. Do you know what I mean? Start lacing it. And if you rip the back of the net, trust me, you want to rip it again tomorrow and again and again and again. All of a sudden your timing comes back and everything, your confidence is flowing, you score 4 goals in 5 games. Boom, away you go. You just ride the crest of the wave. Same as I said, like everyone back to blue. You expect the performance to be better because everyone feels better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, all right, I'll buy into it. Yeah, I mean,
we can
let's
do
get
this.
into, come on.
We can do it.
We'll always be blue.
Revised predictions.
5-0 Cardiff.
1-0 Cardiff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 1-0 Cardiff.
1-1. Good battling point.
1-0 Cardiff. And can we give this young lady a mention?
Depends who it is, Blakey.
Charlotte Carpenter.
dating show.
I just passed the paper and I seen it today. I thought, she should get a mention. Becoming the first Welsh female international referee. That's some achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great
So Charlotte Carpenter in her mid-20s.
Isn't there a big picture of her on the front of that?
There's a massive picture on the front. But
Right, okay.
there she is there. Congratulations, young lady.
There we go. Well, I'm sure.
Got to give a shout out to all our mates.
What we'll do
as
from
well.
now, we'll find a little story to give a shout out, but Charlotte can be the first. You know?
Got to give a shout out to Frankie, our big mate, my big mate from the
Briefly
Back to
explain who
Blue.
Frankie is.
Good.
Do you remember me?
Frankie. And also to the guy in McDonald's who came. There was a guy in McDonald's came. I was in McDonald's having a coffee and doing some work, by the way. I wasn't gorging on a Big Mac or anything, but a guy came up to me and said, "Aren't you Steve Tucker?" I was like, What? Why? Who wants to know? Why was my first reaction? No. No, never heard of him. No, I said yeah. He said, I love watching the show. So I always watch it. It's fantastic. He said, I don't know why you let that Blakey hold you back though.
No,
I said,
I know.
I think somebody's got to.
Listen.
No. He said he loved us both. So it's nice to meet people who
appreciate the show.
Yeah. It's really nice. I thought, I didn't think anyone was watching it myself. I was amazed how many people's lives are so empty that they're actually watching this. It surprised me. No,
I'm joking. You're not in the streets here, isn't he?
I'm joking.
Those Cardiff fans are going to jump on your back.
I love them all. Hey, they love and respect me, the Cardiff fans. Maybe. I don't know. But it's nice to meet them anyway, like that.
No, indeed.
It was great. I was really happy. It was really good.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff. On that note, I think we'll leave it there, chaps. Peculiar as ever. Thank you very much.
It always ends on a weird note.
Especially you.
Yeah. Well, just saying hello to a guy from... It's not that weird. We'll always be blue.
Thanks for joining us. As always, thanks for your comments. Apologies for Tucker's singing. There's your souvenir edition of The Echo, which was out on Saturday. I'm sure you can still pick up a copy somewhere if you didn't manage to get one. As always, we will be blogging live from the weekend game, the trip to Norwich. Wish Tucker luck.
Wish Terry luck, sure.
Wish Terry luck, yeah, absolutely.
Having to travel with you.
And we will be back. Well, actually, I won't be back next Monday. I'm not here for the next 2 weeks.
Why, what's happened now?
My missus is giving birth on Monday. So.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you kept that.
2 weeks?
For 2 weeks. Well, I've got to have a bit of time.
That's a long birth that is.
So I won't be here. We'll have to...
Epidurals and that.
Paternity leave.
Paternity, you get it these days.
I always notice with paternity leave, it's the one time you can't wait to get back to work. And it's like, I've got to get back to the office for a break from all this. Oh, congratulations.
So we got Gaz then back.
We got Gaz. When Gaz is, the show always...
It's like when we go back to Blue.
And who was that guy who said something about they preferred when Terry was on the Bootroom? Who was that guy as well? That's another guy. That's
Frankie,
a guy.
his name,
was it Frankie? Was it? One minute he's just praising whoever's in front of him. That guy. I know the feeling very well. But congratulations, Doel. And so next week,
good luck,
bumper edition with.
Good luck to Mrs. Doel.
Give you some live updates next Monday lunchtime.
You have to tweet him.
Really, from what? From the delivery room?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? So it's on. It's sort of like they just give you a time.
Yeah, we can talk about the details.
C-section, is it?
No, I don't want to.
Yes.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, you'll love all that.
He don't care. Look, see,
I just had to wait until I was like 2 weeks late. I didn't know if I was coming or going. It was terrible. You end up with a child at the end of it. That's all I know. Little cash extraction machine.
I think you're going to finish this show now because he's just
good luck.
Indeed. Thank you, and thank you. We'll see you next time.